Hey, I'm JR.
And I'm Mike from the 18 Over Par with Mike and JR podcast.
Welcome to Season 5 of the pod, where we'll continue exploring the sights, stories, and sounds of golf on the prairies, where you'll find some of the most golf courses per capita of anywhere in the world. And beer. Lots of beer.
That's right, JR. More beer.
It's the 18 Over Par podcast with Mike and JR.
You suck, you jackass.
Welcome to 18 Over Par with Mike and JR, proudly presented by Bryce Malashewski, who is an investment advisor with Endeavor Wealth Management, part of IA Private Wealth, and a member of the Canadian Investor Protection Fund. You can contact Bryce at 204-515-3446. I'm JR, he's Mike, and today we're joined by one of the top golfers in the province, Addison Kartusch. She's the reigning Golf Manitoba Female Amateur Golfer of the Year and current freshman at Bowling Green State University in Ohio. It's our first Zoom of the season. And I was mentioning to Addison before we came on here, probably the earliest we have ever recorded a podcast. Time-wise.
Absolutely. Yeah, I can't. I'm pretty sure we have not recorded before even 7 p.m. before. And no. 5:30 p.m. It's not like it's 8 in the morning or anything.
Mike's in the bomb shelter.
I am. It's cold down here.
And it being an audio podcast, you can't see, but over Mike's shoulders are a couple of pictures, one being one that Sandy Kursiba, the golfing grandfather, legend, did up for us. He did up a very nice caricature of both myself, JR, and Mike. And then we also have, is that from Tyler B? Is that the Bone?
That's the Boneyard, yeah. The course map.
Course map, beautiful. Mm-hmm. Look at you getting that stuff up. Mine are covered in dust on my dresser, just waiting to get put up.
I literally got home from work like 20 minutes ago and then hammered some nails in the wall and hung these up. So
and then you disrupted the Wi-Fi with those nails.
Probably. I put a nail right through the Ethernet cable, and that's why my desktop died. And now I'm on my laptop and it's not plugged in. I don't have a plug. It's at work. So hopefully this works out. But happy to be here. Happy to be here.
Trying to fill the frame, but the dog's sniffing the hat, probably going to take it. Yeah, she's trying to eat it already. Look at that. There you go. You can't see it, but
nice.
The dog's trying to eat my hat. At least you're not here, Mike. You don't need any reacting for this one. You don't have to worry about Sammy making you sneeze all night in as well.
That's right.
Little Molson Canadian.
Oh, wow. On the beers.
On the beers. Molson Canadian.
I got the Jackson Springs. Still rocking the Jackson Springs. I like to keep my body at a pH of 8.1. So
perfect.
Shout out to Jackson Springs.
Shout out to Jackson Springs. Sorry, Addison.
No, you're good.
It takes a while to get into the show. And
Addison's here.
Yeah. But we will get into it. We want to give a shout out, as always, to Bryce Malashewski. He is back for season 5. He's an investment advisor with Endeavor Wealth Management, part of IA Private Wealth, and a member of the Canadian Investor Protection Fund. You can contact Bryce at 204-515-3446. You can also check him out in our link tree. Just go to our Facebook or our Instagram. Click on that link. Up will pop our link tree. We'll have some stuff devoted to Addison, our guest here, on there as well. Plus, you can find Bryce. He's the very first link. So go on there, check him out, click his link, and he's a member at St. Charles. So I'm sure we'll talk about St. Charles a little bit during this episode. But first and foremost, let's get into it with the question we always start with, and that is how you got into golf.
My dad is a teaching pro, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I got into golf a little late compared to like most girls that I play against. I got into golf when I was around 11 and 12. And I didn't really start playing in tournaments until I was 12. And my dad did not like pressure me at all to play. I was kind of just like, oh, I'd like to try it one day. And then, you know, I'm competitive, so I wanted to get better, and I can't not be bad at something. So I just wanted to put more time into like get better and just keep developing my skill. So I asked my dad for lessons and kind of just went from there.
Do you remember how old you would have been then when you started?
Yeah. I think I played in my first tournament when I was 12 and then 11 when I first started taking lessons.
Wow. Did you win that tournament?
No, I did not. Let me tell you, I probably shot a 120.
Oh, wow.
That's still what Mike and I would shoot if we played the Mid-Am. And we've been golfing for a long time. So your dad, Corey Kartusch at St. Charles, he's the director of golf and the COO. I believe he still is. You can check him out, season 2, episode 15. Addison, before we came on, you said you kind of listened to his show. So thanks for the support. We appreciate that. But was he then kind of instrumental? Did you get lessons from anyone else, or was it strictly just him?
No, it was, it's really just him. It's working really well. So I enjoy having him as my coach.
Would he still be your coach now? I'm assuming you have a golf coach where you are right now.
Yep. But he's still my swing coach and for all the technique and putting and all of that. So.
Well, how about this? Where exactly are you located right now?
So I'm in Bowling Green, Ohio. I'm sitting in my dorm room right now, actually.
You didn't have to do it from your car. You were worried you might have to do it from your car.
Yeah, I was, but I have the room now. So.
Oh, nice.
You
Yeah.
kicked your roomie out
Yeah, that's exactly what I did.
doing a big time podcast.
It sounds like you, out of the gate, you started playing competitively. Was that based on your dad, or was it just kind of something you want to do? As you mentioned, you are pretty competitive.
Yeah, I think it was really just something that I wanted to do. I mean, my dad did suggest it, like, oh, if you wanted to play, like, you can if you want in a tournament, but there's really no pressure for me to become competitive in the sport at all. So.
And look at you now, down at Bowling Green.
Yep.
Did you do any geography on that, Mike?
Oh, yeah, big time. But we can get into that when we get into Bowling Green, I think. But you must have, I imagine there's a pretty large junior group of gals that compete every year at St. Charles, where I imagine you were going into like the junior competitions there.
Yeah, I mean, there weren't very many junior girls like at St. Charles when I was younger. So I didn't really have like a lot of people or different juniors that I played with. That's pretty much it. Like I did play in like 1 or 2 tournaments at St. Charles, if I can remember. But yeah, most of it was just outside of the club. But it was nice because I had, like I remember Hannah Diamond was always at the juniors lessons, and like that was someone that I could look up to, which was really nice. So I did have there were quite a few women that played at St. Charles, but not necessarily my age.
Cool.
Well, I also have to think competitively on the junior circuit that you're growing up. There was also some pretty darn good competition. Zamzow, you had Peak, you had the La Flèches or La Flèche. I don't know what La Flèches is in plural, but you had some pretty good competition that you're going up against.
Yeah, no, it was a great group of girls. I mean, it still is. We're still competing against each other, but it was great because we all pushed each other. And I think that's how we all got to a really high level, is just we all kept getting better. And you're like, oh, she just beat me. Like, come on, I gotta brush up on the game. And so it was nice to have like a tight group of girls, even though we all lived so far away from each other. Like we were able to just like be friends when we played in the tournament. Like we had good conversations and there were no hard feelings, or sometimes you see that, but no, we're all really close.
Did you have a group chat going?
Yeah, we did sometimes. I mean,
Nice.
we always got together for like a practice rounds at the Canadian Junior, which is nice. So
Well, even on that, I got some of the accolades. I know Mike and I, we were trying to go through it. It's nice because some of the folks we talk to who are really old, there's a laundry list of things. I'm sure you'll get there with your accomplishments as you get older in life. But this one was relatively short. Not to say that it isn't spectacular. It's just short based on your age. But I got...
Hey, I thought it was
what do you
pretty
have there?
long.
You did? I'm just trying to, make you humble. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. But we got Manitoba Amateur. We got a couple Manitoba match plays, Manitoba Junior, and also you finished third, most recently 2024 in the Canadian Junior, which is pretty darn impressive. Do you remember your first win? Would you say that was maybe your greatest accomplishment, or has there been a better accomplishment since in golf?
I do remember my first win, but I would say that my greatest accomplishment was probably my tie for third at Canadian junior, just because I just kind of felt like I wanted to prove myself. I mean, I made the cut before and I placed top 30th was my best before that, but I played really well the first 2 days and I was like, okay, we really got a shot at this. And I was the last group going into the fourth day and didn't play my best, but I still wanted to hold on to see, like how well can I finish? And I was just really proud of how I pushed myself that tournament.
How many rounds is it? Is it 3?
It's 4 rounds.
It is 4 rounds. Wow.
Yeah.
Geez, that's a lot. And where was it last year?
It was at Marine Drive Golf Club in Vancouver.
Nice. Well, that'll be maybe a question that'll pop up in the back nine lightning round. For Mike. When you're growing up, is there anything that maybe your dad or someone else taught you, maybe say, you learned from your peers, a tip or an instruction that you received that either elevated your game or allowed you to keep that consistency in your game? Something
I was taught when I first started that I still use today, like I use it every time I practice my putting, is so it's on about your putting form. So it's like called turn, tuck, and tilt. So like you hold your putter out in front of your chest and then you turn your arms out so your elbows are like facing the sky. You bring your elbows into your chest, and then tilt is you tilt your chest down and you take your stance. And that always gets me in like the perfect position. So if I'm ever like worried about my posture and whatever, I just do that and see how that feels compared to what I've been doing. Nice. Mike is currently writing that down.
Yeah.
I think Sandy Kursiba told us, either both of us or myself, that at one point in time, and it was a good refresher. So yeah, I like that.
Good. Yeah, I was actually trying to walk through that exact process here.
You got
I know what I'm doing
there,
after this. About 3 feet away. So,
yeah, I hope I explained that well enough.
Yeah, I'll have to re-listen to this episode like 6 times for it to be ingrained in my brain. But that's awesome. Did that come from your dad?
Yeah, it did.
Of course. He's also on your bag usually, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it.
Well, you don't just have a dad; you also have a mom and a sister. Is your sister younger than you? I'm guessing she's younger.
Yes, she's 3 years younger than I am.
Oh, okay. So is she into golf?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, she's tried it a couple times, but it's just not her sport.
No, what is her sport?
She plays hockey.
Okay, and you also played a little bit of hockey too, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Do you still play, or now it's just full-time golf and school?
Now it's full-time golf, but I enjoyed getting back out on the ice during Christmas break. We got together for our alumni game, and it was fun, but I could tell I definitely took 9 months off from the sport.
I do see a hockey stick behind you.
Yeah, I did bring my skates and my helmet just in case there was a stick and puck, but I did take my roommate to the public skate we have at the arena. So that was funny.
Mm-hmm. Well, I did catch your name on the elite prospects.
Oh yeah.
Which always comes up. But I saw you guys were competing in the CSSHL, Canadian Sports School Hockey League, with the St. Mary's Academy. It looks like you guys must have done some traveling with that. It's kind of a nationwide league, or there's different divisions, I assume?
Yeah, so our team, like the whole league, is across Western Canada. So I think, there were 12 teams. There were 2 in Winnipeg, and the rest were in Calgary, Edmonton, Vancouver. So, it was a lot of fun.
And I saw you got to play with your sister on the same team. Yes. How was that?
Yeah, it was so much fun. I thought it was going to be a little weird at the start because it's just, I guess I was worried about the dynamic, but I actually had a lot of fun. So it was a really good way to finish off my hockey career.
Mm-hmm.
Did she give you the vote for one of the captaincies?
Oh, I don't know about that.
Said not this one. I'm not listening to this one. So then with golf and hockey, was there any opportunity or thought in your mind that, hey, maybe I'll go the hockey route, or was it always golf? Or maybe there's a certain point when you decided, golf's going to be my thing?
I mean, I kind of always thought about hockey. Like I knew it was like a possibility, but then I had like I won my first time winning the junior in like 2022, I think. And then I had a pretty good summer. And then one of my dad's buddies is like a college golf advisor. So like he helps girls find places. And he was like, she could, if she's interested, like she could email some coaches if she wanted. So then that December, I emailed like 5 or 6 schools that were recommended to me that like might fit my personality and just my play. And I got a response from Bowling Green. That was like one of the first places I had emailed, which was cool. And, Coach Aaron Fahey was super nice throughout the process. And I visited, April? So it was a really quick turnaround for me. And then I visited Bowling Green. 2 weeks later, I verbally committed. So it was kind of crazy to me because I had never actually like considered playing college golf. And then everything just kind of had a quick turnaround and I completely changed courses. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I would say
Nice.
that's bit of a change up, but hey, that's all right.
Yeah.
What is that process like? Did you, like you said, you sent an email to a few different colleges? You have like a little hype video of your swings and that type of thing?
Yeah, pretty much. Like you just explain like kind of who you are as a person, your GPA, some of your recent results, your upcoming tournament schedule, and then just a little like YouTube link of your swings just to make sure you're legit.
Right. Nice.
Yeah.
Do you think we could still do that, Mike, or we're probably past our eligibility?
I think we talked about this before.
I
don't
we
know.
did too.
I'm not sure
Forget
what
what it
the
is. Well, what's his
NCAA
name?
rules are.
Yeah, what's his name from? He's playing basketball. Was it J.R. Smith? He ended up somewhere.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
Yeah, there you go. There's still time, Mike.
All right.
There's still time. I
Yeah.
think I still remember emailing you and I was like, oh, Stanford has a recreational golf program. There's no way we're getting on there. Yeah, online. Yeah. This was during COVID. We needed stuff to pass the time.
So yeah, that's cool. Bowling Green State University. Whereabouts is that?
So it's in Northwest Ohio. It's about 40 minutes from the Michigan border. So super north.
Yeah. However, I did look up the temperature.
Yeah.
What is it? 9 degrees Celsius today. So you guys must be golfing already down there, or?
Yeah, no, we played 9 today, but on Monday and Tuesday, it was like 20 degrees out. So I had to take advantage. I went and played, but it's been super nice recently.
So when would the season start, or does it go all year round? Could you golf all year round?
So we can golf until about the end of October. And then we just started getting back out on the course this week. So It's not bad.
I got the rest of this week's forecast as well. So Friday, it's going up to 23 degrees Celsius, but Saturday, Sunday, you're expecting some showers. So got to get that round in on Friday.
Yeah. I mean, we're qualifying all weekend, so it's going to be a tough one.
Yeah. What would be the home course there for you guys?
Our home course is called Stone Ridge. It's like a 5-minute drive from campus. So super nice and close.
You did mention qualifying. So is that to qualify to get on the team to compete against other colleges?
Yeah.
Okay.
So just to get into the next tournament we're playing at.
Okay, gotcha. So you have to qualify internally before you jump to the next tournament. Cool.
Yeah.
And how has the season been going for you then?
It's been going okay. It's not bad. I mean, it's tough because our team is really competitive this year, which is great. So we all push each other. So yeah, I'm having a really good time, and the girls are great. So
I see you're wearing the Ping hat. Do you get to play your own clubs, or is there a certain stipulation that you have to play certain clubs, or does it matter?
No, we get to play our own clubs, our own ball. So that's good.
What's in your bag right now?
I've got all Ping and a Dell putter. So
okay. Is that based on your dad?
Yep. He fits me for everything.
It does. Okay. Has there ever been a point where you two sort of butted heads and like, no, I'm doing this?
Yeah, I mean, there's been some things that he says that I don't like, but in the end, he's usually right. So that like sometimes it makes me mad, but I'm like, okay, that's fine, I guess. I'd rather him be right.
That's fair. There you go. There's some sage advice for us, Mike. Both Mike and I.
Yeah.
Our girl dads.
I'm just looking up this Adele putters. They're very nice. And the wedges, they look nice too.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll
Classy.
have to put one of those in the link tree.
I think so.
Well,
you guys know why? You guys know why it's called Bowling Green?
No, I don't actually.
Well, this is a bombshell. There's a bombshell fact right here. It was named after Bowling Green, Kentucky. So not that exciting, but the story goes that early settlers in 1830s were trying to come up with a name for the town. A postal worker had previously lived in Kentucky and suggested Bowling Green because of its pleasant sounding name. The name stuck and the town was officially named Bowling Green, Ohio.
Wow.
So it's really not that exciting.
Nice, Mike. Was that off
And
Wikipedia?
Yeah.
Wikipedia.
But obviously, it's like named after a park that obviously had lawn bowling. So, but an interesting name for a town, and that's my fact for the day. We can cut this whole segment if we need to.
No, well, you know what that kind of leads into this is how has the transition been? Because now you're out there, you're on your own in a new country, and away you go. You're playing golf and going to school.
Yeah. I mean, it was definitely tough in my first semester just because like I was so far away from home. Like a 17-hour drive is not something you can do in a weekend, like just go back and visit home. So I would say that was definitely tough. But yeah, I didn't have the greatest fall season golf wise. So just trying to focus on what I need to work on, and it happens. But yeah, I think definitely it was tough being so far away from home.
Yeah, and totally understandable. And what are you majoring in, or do you have to pick a major?
Yeah, so I was in business, and then I just switched over to actuarial science. I'm looking to be like possibly an actuary when I graduate.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's kind of neat. I didn't even know you could. Okay. I guess that's how you get actuaries. That makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see how it goes. We'll see if I actually like it and I don't just change it again. But that's what I'm doing right now.
Go figure. You get all the business advice from your dad, I guess, being the director of golf and CO. We still got to get down to St. Charles, don't we, Mike? We got to check out the restorations.
Absolutely. Yeah. And hopefully this episode, gives a hint that we can be invited back to see those renovations.
Yeah. Or never. We'll get banned for life.
Yeah. Well, I guess the Mackenzie 9 reno, that's completed. The Ross 9, that's completed. It'd be good to see, those courses this summer once, they've had some time now for that grass to mature. And then obviously the Woods 9 reno is underway. We saw that we were there for the Golf Manitoba Awards, and they had that big pile of dirt there. The course is all cut up, but looks pretty cool what they're doing there.
I think we just glossed over the fact that you were last year's Golf Manitoba Female Golfer of the Year. That's what we were there. We were there at the Golf Manitoba Awards. And,
we were there.
She wasn't. Yeah,
she was already down in Bowling Green.
But I'm assuming you might have some insider information, or you've probably played the restorations. Were you one of the first ones to play the restorations?
I don't think I was one of the first people to play, but I have played the Mackenzie. Obviously, that's been there for summer. And then I got to play the Ross 9 towards the end, I believe. Yeah, towards the end of the summer. And it was great. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. It was nice. It was like very different though, because I've been there since like I started golfing. So it was cool to see all the changes and the way like Mackenzie and Ross actually wanted the course to look like.
Yeah. And I imagine you must be able to take advantage of some of those performance studio technology things, the TrackMan range. I think we talked about like the putting studio last time. I'm not sure that might have been with Derek Goodwin. I think we brought up the putting studio. That was way back in season 1, but some great technology there. I'm sure that helps you with your game.
Yeah, I would say that my dad really enjoyed using it a lot, like just to get a better view of like my putting and my swing and all of that. And I think it's really helpful. I like using our TrackMan range, which is an awesome feature to it. But yeah, I really enjoy all the technology and the new stuff that's all coming out, which is really cool to see.
Has there been anything old school that he's taught you? Because I feel like all you
Ooh.
kids these days are just hopped up on all the data and the technology as opposed to, maybe just grip stance and posture.
Yeah, I guess like sometimes when we're working on stuff, it's like we go back to the basics, like posture and grip and stuff like that. Sometimes that just sorts it all out. Like we realized that my grip wasn't where it's supposed to be for myself. So yeah, I guess that's a little old school, but I think that's the closest it'll get.
It's all about the numbers. It's all about the numbers, Mike.
I don't know anything about numbers.
We won't get into that. That was a trivia question that came up last week. But anyways,
So I
won't get into that
did
trivia
text
question.
Bree Tuckerooski there today because I still got one lesson left with her after I self-sabotaged my record-breaking season last year and injured my knee. But so I'm gonna hopefully see her soon. But I think Addie, you've worked with Bree a little bit as well.
Yeah, ever since I started golfing, really, I was a part of the Team Manitoba like junior development program, which was great. I met a lot of other junior girls golfing, which was nice. I had a good group of girls, and yeah, it was nice to have like a female coach and just a nice group of girls to play with.
Yeah, she's got her fingerprints all over Golf Manitoba in this province. Does Bree Tuckerooski, even fixing you up there for a bit, Mike?
Oh, it was great. I was playing some of the best golf I'd ever played.
That's true.
And then I forgot everything she taught me, and I went back to my usual ways. So I got to go back for a tune-up.
Well, it seems like it's a constantly evolving thing. But even as you brought up, Addison, of going back to the basics of maybe just change your grip a little bit there. Maybe take us through a standard week for you in school. I'm guessing you're hitting the books, working on the game, and then competing. Is that generally how it goes?
Yeah, that's so like a typical week when we don't have a tournament would be I would go to class in the morning. I would go practice early, and then we'd have like our team practice, and then maybe I'd get a little practice in after, depending on, what I want to work on, and then go do homework, assignments, pretty much that for Monday to Thursday. And then Friday I would have class in the morning, and then we go qualify Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And we do lift, like we work out 3 times a week, usually at 7 a.m. So.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Mike, do you know what time that
and
is?
we thought 5:30 p.m. was early. 7 a.m. people are up that early. I imagine they have an amazing like training facility that like it looks like it's a very like lots of sports teams, hockey, football. I'm sure you get to take advantage of the equipment there.
Yeah. I think my first impression of the gym was mind blowing to me. Like my dad came with me on the visit when I first came to Bowling Green, and you walk in and they've got like, I don't even know how many, like 30, 40 racks, weight racks,
Wow.
and they're all logoed. You've got the logos on the plates. It was just mind blowing to me. Like college sports in the States is so different, which was mind blowing to me, especially when we lift. We've got great trainers. They're super helpful. And yeah, it was crazy. It still is crazy to me. Sometimes I walk into that gym, I'm like, what? This is where we work out. This is for the athletes.
That's awesome.
So yeah.
You said logos. What is what's like the mascot or the team animal or whatever?
We're the Falcons.
Falcons. Go Falcons.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the Falconer. There's another SNL reference, Mike. I think this is the second time we brought up Saturday Night Live. 50th season. We're in our 5th. They're in their 50th.
I still haven't watched that episode, that 50th anniversary.
Yeah,
thing.
he said you can get it on demand. You can sit with me for 3.5 hours.
Your TV keeps crapping out there.
That was one time, maybe twice. That's why Mike will never come back here again.
Yeah, never invited back.
No.
Sorry. We can cut that. Jordan has a really nice TV and it works fine.
It's just the box. It's the
Oh, I got some good stuff here. I always love to look up the alumni of the colleges of the athletes that we're interviewing. Are you familiar with some of the alumni of Bowling Green?
I know a big one for me is Kevin Bieksa.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Former Manitoba Moose.
yeah. Yep.
Look at that, bringing it all back around to Manitoba.
Yeah. So yeah, he was on my list. Mike McCullough, he's a PGA Tour player. He's in the Champions Tour now. That name really wasn't that familiar to me, but I figured this is a golf podcast. I should link
We went
it
to
up.
school with a Mike McCullough.
we did. I think there was a Mike McCullough in the NBA too.
Oh, yeah, right out of Shaftesbury.
Yeah. Dan Bilesma.
Hmm.
So he is the current head coach of the Seattle Kraken. He used to be he won a cup with Pittsburgh in 2008.
Oh wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, if you and our listeners should look up the Wikipedia of Bowling Green. I'm sure they will because they're very interested in this, like I am.
Terry James will. Terry James, our fact checker, will definitely do that.
That's right. Some other notable alumni, but I had a Dan Bilesma encounter story, JR.
Oh wow, okay, bring it on.
I used to be on the Jets promo team in 2011, and we'd run all the contests, in-game contests. We'd also put the mats on the ice. So this was like 4 games into my NHL career. Jets versus Penguins. And I'm putting mats down for like a presentation or something, and we stand on the ice in front of the mats so like the players don't skate over the mats and injure themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So Crosby's on the ice, Malkin, Flowers out there. I'm such a fanboy at this point, like just smiling. And then Bilesma is walking around the boards because they got to walk around on the ice to get to the visitors bench. And he must have seen me just smile, and he gives me a head nod, and then he sticks out his fist at the last moment and gives me like a fist pump. It was so that was my Dan Bilesma encounter.
But did you give him a fist bump?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You're trying to maintain professionalism.
Yeah, absolutely. I was so excited.
I'm surprised. I've never heard that story before. Maybe you told it to me once in a drunken rage, but I don't remember that story at all.
That's pretty well the most exciting thing that's ever happened to me.
That's pretty neat. That was the flight crew, right? The Jets flight crew.
Correct. Yeah.
Nice.
Flight crew.
That is a good story.
Retired after 2 seasons, but.
Well, Addison was shaking her head. So she didn't even know who Dan Bilesma was. So I'm assuming she's never had a Dan Bilesma.
I was surprised he was still in the league, to be honest. But he was so popular because he was in those like road to the playoff games or those HBO specials because the Penguins were good back then. But anyways, that's my Dan Bilesma story.
Well, thanks, Mike. Thanks for enlightening us.
Yeah, we can clip that story. And, you could even hear how excited I was just to tell that story.
Yeah, it's the first time I've seen you smile all night. Let's
get back into golf. Addie, how many rounds you're getting in a year?
That is a good question. Aside from tournaments, probably about 20 maybe, just because like the season is so short. And then like I guess if counting the tournaments, it'd probably be like 40-ish. I'd say I played 20 rounds of tournaments in the summer, but yeah, most of them, I'd say majority of my rounds are tournaments, but it's not bad. I mean, I do have a longer golf season this year, which is nice, but
right.
Yeah.
I imagine back in the day, like, maybe in your teen years, I'm sure you're getting in like 100 rounds a year or maybe not.
Yeah. I didn't play a lot when I first started, but as I started to play in more tournaments, like I wanted to get out there and like test my game, like play as if I was playing in a tournament just to see what I need to work on. So I wouldn't say it was close to 100, but I am trying to play more. I guess. But I think everyone in golf is. So
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I just assumed that you lived at the golf course. Like maybe you had a bed upstairs at St. Charles or something.
yeah.
But-
I mean, I do spend a lot of my time there. It is nice. I live like 2 minutes away. So it is basically like my home in the summer.
Well, that was going to
Nice.
be one of my questions. I guess the plan is to come back, and are you going to compete in some Golf Manitoba events this year?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm still a junior because I have like a late birthday. So if you're like born after August 1st, you get like an extra year of junior play. So I'm going to take advantage of that. I'm just going to play in as many tournaments as I can because I enjoy it a lot. So
Yeah, we'll get back in. So then you still be able to qualify for the Canadian junior girls
Yes.
then as well. Okay, wow.
yeah.
Cool. And
Awesome.
I think once or twice, didn't you also, or maybe even more than that, you were on the Manitoba roster for the Canada Games. That must have been pretty special.
Yeah. It was in 2022. So it's, I guess 3 years ago now.
Wow.
Yeah, it was lots of fun. It was in Niagara. Yeah, that was probably one of the most fun weeks ever. That's kind of like how I decided I wanted to play college golf. I mean, we stayed in the dorms at Brock University. It was just, I mean, it was a little different than university because now I have school, but it was pretty fun.
That darn school. Remember, student athletes.
Yeah.
Student always
Yeah.
comes first, and student athlete. That's what I keep on getting told myself.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's correct.
Mm-hmm. Except for NIL money. I don't know if you get any NIL money or how that works, but anyways, that's a different podcast for a different time. Yeah,
We
no
can-
idea. March
we can
Madness.
get-
March Madness is
yeah.
coming up. That's why.
Maybe
That's why I mentioned
18 over
Yeah.
par will give you $5 worth of $5 Canadian. Let's not be crazy here.
it.
NIL
A sponsor.
money
You got to wear our patch.
on the bottom of your shoe.
Yes, that's right.
Anyways,
Just a rusty old
Um,
sticker.
yeah. Do you get to? I guess you compete mostly within your division. I didn't look that up. I don't know what other schools are in your division. You get to travel throughout the U.S. I imagine.
Yeah, so like early on in the spring season, we were really lucky to have a training trip in Florida, and then our first like couple tournaments are down south, like Texas, Arizona. We have one coming up in Georgia, and then after this next tournament, we're playing more like up north because that's when the course is open. I mean, it'll probably still be freezing cold, but that's okay. We are hosting a tournament in a month, and then we have one more tournament, and then a conference championships at the end of April.
Do you get to
yeah.
compete in any of the USAM events or USAM qualifiers? Or do you get encouraged to by the school?
Yes, a little bit, like encouraged by our coach, like, oh yeah, you're like, you should try it. I mean, I went and played in the US junior qualifier in May. It was a really tough day out there. It was wind blowing at like 40 kilometers an hour, but it was still fun. I'd really like to try and qualify for the US junior again this spring and maybe try the USAM. We'll see how it fits in my schedule, but I think that would be one of the coolest experiences ever is to go and play in one of those tournaments.
Just from what we've heard, or even again, I'm going to bring up Rhonda. Or Rhonda, come on the show. Damn it. Her experience at the U.S. Senior Women's, like that's just It's almost like this. It's the pinnacle of golf, really. Yeah, the national ones are great, but the U.S. one is. I mean, at least for me, would kind of seem like that is, the top amateur event maybe in the world.
Yeah, I mean, I was following like Golf Manitoba's posting about her when she was there, and it just looked like you just get treated like royalty there. Like one of my teammates has played in the U.S. Junior twice, I think, and it was funny. She actually got paired up with Rose Zhang one of the days, like her first day, which is like crazy. But yeah, she just said like you just get treated like you're the elite of the elite in golf. Like it's crazy. And you play at some of the best courses too. That's also like why you want to go and play there. Cause I think somewhere along the future, the US juniors at Bandon Dunes, like who doesn't want to go and play at Bandon Dunes in a tournament?
Well, unless it's 70 km/h winds and raining.
Yeah.
I would still want to play
true.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
I
sure,
mean, who
yeah.
wouldn't?
Yeah, you're not having to pay green fees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who knows what other bills that'll come up there at Bandon Dunes. Do you guys actually do any like team trips where it's kind of, just to get the team together and have some fun, or is it strictly like, hey, this is business we got to compete against these other schools and win?
Yeah, we hang out a lot every week. We did go up to Michigan to one of my teammates' house. We usually just plan, like, we hang out a lot. Like, we're all really close. And a really good thing about our team is that, like, we know when to be serious and when to, like, joke around. Because I feel like sometimes if you have a team that's, like, always super serious, you don't have as much fun. So I think that's a great part about girls I play with.
Are you the only Canadian on the team?
Yes, I am. But we do have a incoming freshman next year from Toronto. So
That's
I'm
not really
excited about
Canada,
that.
is it? Does that count?
I think she would say yes.
Oh, well, that's good. And then I guess the rest of your teammates, I'm assuming, are from the U.S.?
Yeah, they're all from the U.S.
Because who was it? Who was it we were talking to? Was it Bobby in the first season? Or there were some people from like France.
Oh yeah,
they're like from all over the world that were playing where she was playing, which is kind of neat. But I guess you never know. Good golfers can land anywhere.
Yeah, I did play with a girl from Iceland in one of my last tournaments, which was really cool. So
yeah,
I don't know. I kind of felt bad. I was asking her some questions about Iceland, so I hope I wasn't bothering her. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah.
She had the worst round of the year.
She thought you were trying to get into her head.
Yeah.
Is there actually a lot of gamesmanship down there? I'm assuming it's mostly stroke play then, not match play.
Yeah, it's all a stroke play. We do have one like match with our rival school, Toledo, that we always have, and we do match play there. But other than that, it's all stroke play.
Does it get kind of fierce? Is there like a cup or some say like a banjo, like the Banjo Bowl? Do you guys get a trophy with your rivalry matchup?
I can't remember what I saw in the picture last year, but there's definitely a lot of pride involved in that match. So
sounds like it. Do you know how close? Maybe Mike, you can get this up on the Google machine. How close Toledo is to Bowling Green?
That's pretty.
It's got to be relatively close.
It's like an hour, 45 minutes.
It's about a 30-minute drive.
Oh, geez, yeah. Then that's a great rivalry.
Super close.
It's like St. James versus Charleswood.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
just trying to make
Toledo.
the comparisons. Did you have any more AI questions there, Mike? I know you're on the Chat GPT questions.
I didn't put any of those.
No, there's a couple good ones. I want to see. I'm going to go look this up now. Yeah, there's some good ones in there.
Addie, have you heard of Sick? It's SIC. It was apparently it's a secret society at the BGSU.
Yeah, that's right. They're like a spirit team, and they go around in like masks and costumes. So you don't know who they are.
Oh,
so that's why it's secret. And you don't know until they're in their senior year at like one of the hockey games or the football games. They reveal themselves.
No way.
So they just go around and they put up posters around campus. They're just at a lot of the sporting events.
Yeah, that was on the wiki, on the Wikipedia page. Didn't get a lot of work done today because I was reading the Wikipedia of Bowling Green University. I wonder, golf psychology, and then is one thing on the course. What do you do? How do you prepare your mind for the game? Are you working with a sports psychologist at all?
Yeah. So I have a mental coach, Paul Dooland, and he has been really helpful. I wouldn't be where I am today, like without his help. And it's tough sometimes because your mental game is really like your golf game. Like it has its ups and downs. Like it's tough. Like you constantly got to practice it. And when it's going well, you kind of forget that. But I'd say the biggest thing I've learned from him and also my dad is just to it seems very basic. It seems very easy to wrap your head around, but when you're out there playing golf and you're not having a good round, it's not. It's just to trust your process and all the work you've put in behind it. And the only thing you can do is to put your best amount of effort into your practice and before each shot. And I think one of those things that helps me out is having a solid routine. So I basically had the same routine before my pre-shot routine since I started playing golf. And I've been timed before, secret, not knowing, but one of my assistant coaches here at Bowling Green timed me, and I take the same amount of seconds before each shot to prepare for it. So I think it's kind of weird, but that's what just helps me out with that.
Yeah.
Wow. What exactly do you do? Or do you just black out?
I mean, I'll say sometimes I do black out, but I do. So I get my yardage, all of that, pick my club, and then I'll like rehearse what I want to do with my swing, like kind of like what I've been working on. Take one practice swing, get behind my ball, like pick my target, line it up, and then just swing, hit the ball. But it seems simple, but I had to think about it a lot when I was first starting to play.
Yeah.
Was there
I think
anything?
that's something I struggle with, is keeping a consistent, pre-shot routine.
Well, usually when we play golf, anyways, when we play together, there's a lot of extracurriculars going on there. So there's a lot of distractions that are happening
That's
around the
right.
golf course. It's tough to kind of zone in.
Yeah.
We're not really playing for anything. We're playing for fun.
Yeah.
So it's a little different.
Oh, look, a squirrel.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah, the beers can certainly mess with your brain.
I wasn't pointing to that exactly, but
Oh.
yeah, sometimes squirrels and sometimes beers and then conversation and other people doing this or that.
Conversations. Yeah.
Sometimes we talk on the golf course, Mike. You wouldn't know it. You wouldn't know it by the sounds of this podcast. We don't talk outside of this. I'm gonna actually. I got an interesting one. At least I think it's an interesting question. If you were gonna give any pointers to, say, some younger juniors, like younger than you, or even to folks like Mike and I, who are mid handicappers, maybe one key thing to work on or to think about when it comes to golf to hopefully improve your game.
I don't think I have anything like technique wise other than like the turn, tuck, and tilt I mentioned earlier, which I think is helpful, but definitely like the pre-shot routine, because I feel like it's so much easier to like commit to your shot and trust it and have an idea of where you want to hit it if you just prepare the same way every single time, because then there's no variation and you can't regret anything that happened before the shot, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, especially when it's automatic as you are with the timing being down. I'm going to try that next time. I won't mention it. I'm going to try and time you, Mike. I'm going to see. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I know there's a lot of folks that we golf with who would like to know how much time you take over the ball, and I'm going to find out. And I might take as long a time as you do.
I have received some heavy criticisms about pace of play. I feel like last year, after I had some more confidence in my swing, I shortened the amount of time that I stood over the ball, and I no longer look at the ball and go cross-eyed and then and then almost fall over and then swing. But yeah, that would be interesting. Again, I don't really. I can't. If I were to think right now what my pre-shot routine is, it's very inconsistent, and I couldn't even tell you what I do. But I think it's a great thing to have, and obviously it works, and good players have swing routines, pre-shot swing routines. But go ahead, time me. If hopefully it's less than 2 minutes.
It will be. I can guarantee that. That's my guarantee. Well, Mike, that's all I had for this one.
That's pretty well it. I'll probably thread in some other questions in our back nine lightning round here.
Okay. Well, let's get into the back nine lightning round. It is for Bryce Matlashewski, who's an investment advisor with Endeavor Wealth Management, part of IA Private Wealth and a member of the Canadian Investor Protection Fund. You can contact Bryce at 204-515-3446. His info is also in our link tree. You can check it out, Facebook, Instagram. Just click on our bio, and our link tree will pop up. He'll be the first link right there. And thanks again, Bryce, for coming on. Also, St. Charles member. But still we still haven't golfed with him at St. Chuck's.
This year we will demand it.
I think we have been demanding every year. We just haven't been able to link up our schedules, and even now it's been
we have to
more difficult.
We have to work less and golf more this summer.
Amen. I'd certainly like to try. Just take the summer off. Take a sabbatical.
I think
a golf sabbatical.
Yeah. I got paternity leave I could use up.
There you go.
Maybe should have used that for the actual birth there. But and actually, I don't know if you can hear Charlie. She's not crying. She's yelling. She's in a yelling phase right now.
She wants to get on the pod. Get her on the show.
She's 7 months old. So I have not got her any clubs yet, but I imagine we'll try and force some clubs on her when she can stand.
Well,
But,
you know what? It's funny you mentioned that. I'm going to give a shout out to Chris Eno at Breezy Band, because this weekend I'm going to get my daughter fit for some clubs, because she keeps on growing. So she's too tall for the club she has now. So I'm going to take her down there, and Eno's going to hook her up. So thank you so much. Mm-hmm.
Sweet. Addison, obviously you got most people call you Addie. You got any other nicknames?
When I was younger, in hockey, my coach called me Kartusch.
Nice.
Is my last name.
Yeah.
But other than that, that's pretty much it.
Mm-hmm. And then I was looking at, I was like, what about, so there's Cardi B, but you could be Cardi A.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
It's a stretch.
Nice. Yeah, I like it. Not bad, Mike.
Well, I'll have to contact your teammates and let them know, and they can start calling you Cardi A.
and then Brett will be wondering, why are you Instagramming all these collegiate
Yeah, I was gonna say.
golfers?
I don't think they'll accept the DMs.
Yeah. All right, scratch that. But I'll fax your coach.
Yeah, fact.
I'll send your coach a fax. Have you ever got a hole in one?
No, I haven't. I mean, I've been really close. I've almost slam dunked it,
Ooh.
but then it like bounced out to have a 15-yard pitch.
Ooh.
Unlucky, but
Yeah.
hey, that's okay.
Right.
You've won a lot. That's all right. You've won a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure it's coming. What golf ball do you? And just for the record, JR and myself, we both do not have hole in one, so we're not. Once one of us will, that question will become a lot more interesting. I think,
And a lot longer.
What golf ball do you play?
I play Titleist Pro V1s.
You got a specific number you got on your ball or a marking?
Yeah. I got either 22, which was my hockey number, and like I don't know, I feel like it's just my number now, but I got 22, or a 7, which is my sister's number.
Nice.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Smart.
That's cool. We got some custom balls coming. Hopefully they got the number 18 on them, JR.
That's what we're hoping. Fingers crossed. They're supposed to be coming this month. TaylorMade and Callaway. Not Titleist, because as I mentioned, I think last episode, Robbie Mack doesn't have his 2025 budget yet. But as soon as he has it,
or he does, and we're not on it.
That's where we're going to mention it every episode until we get on that budget.
That's awesome. What would be your favorite course to play in Manitoba?
Ooh, I enjoy Elmhurst a lot. I think it was the Elmhurst Invitational I played at
Right.
a couple years ago. I really enjoyed that. It's always just a nice course to play at.
Mm-hmm. You might get in trouble for saying Elmhurst over St. Charles.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy St. Charles too, but I like Elmhurst as well to change it up.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I like it.
And we do hear Elmhurst quite a bit.
We do.
I guess of the St. Charles 9s, there's 3 of them. Which would be your favorite?
As of right now, it's probably the Mackenzie 9.
Mm-hmm.
I just like the way they fix it up. I love the bunkers. The greens are cool. I like the Ross 9 too. We'll see how the Woods 9 goes.
Yeah, that's
But
good.
I like the Mackenzie a lot.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a bucket list course in Manitoba that you've never played and would like to get out to?
I'm not sure. I feel like I've played at a lot of different courses in Manitoba just because of all the tournaments.
Yeah.
But I can't think of one right now off the top of my head
Mm-hmm.
that I haven't played.
That's okay. I imagine you've played 90% of them. So maybe there's one up in Thompson or something you got to get up to.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
I guess, in your opinion, what would be the most memorable course you've ever played?
Probably Marine Drive, I'd have to say.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I just hit it so well. I can remember almost every shot. I just enjoyed it so much. It was probably one of the toughest and best courses I've played at a tournament. So I think that's why it was most memorable for me.
Yeah, that's awesome. Do you have, what would be your bucket list course anywhere in the world?
Probably either Pebble Beach or Cypress Point or some course like that.
Yeah,
Just-
well,
That'd be cool. If you
That's
get
pretty
onto
cool.
Cyprus, send us an
Well,
invitation.
you know what?
Yeah.
Cypress is an Alistair McKenzie course.
Yeah,
Oh,
it is.
It must
And
go on the
there's the-
rotation.
The Alistair McKenzie Society.
Right.
So maybe your dad can put you on the list for that competition.
Yeah. I mean, they were just they were just there in August or something like that.
Oh, wow. Were they?
And
Okay.
my dad was sending me pictures. I was so jealous.
I bet. Yeah, Cypress Point's on there. Pasa Tiempo, I think, was one of the ones your dad brought up. That was one of his favorite courses. And then Royal Melbourne in Australia. I think I looked at the list. It's 2027. So maybe you could get on the team for that one.
Goals.
But yeah. Anyways, Mackenzie Society. That's pretty sweet. What would be your career low round?
In a tournament?
Oh no,
Or-
anywhere.
Okay. My best score ever was a 5 under par.
Nice.
So yeah, it was actually during a practice round, which I usually don't keep score, but we were playing matches. This was actually at Canada Games.
Mhm.
And I was just playing really well that day. Like, I don't know, there's nothing else to say about it. I had
Where-
so much fun. I think I just blacked out maybe.
Yeah. What course?
That's when you
What
know you're
course
playing
were you
well.
at?
Yeah. It was Legends on the Niagara.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
hmm
JR, I think if I recall, Sean Major may have worked at that course at some point early
you might be
in
right.
his days. He had a stint out in Niagara somewhere. So
Yeah, the super at Niagara, Sean Major.
right. Anyways,
Just heard Charlie screams. That's awesome.
yeah, she's just yelling. She's not crying. She just loves to yell. So that's fun. It's good that she's communicating. But we did go to the restaurant one time, and then she was just yelling, and I felt, I'm sure it was fine, but you kind of feel like everyone's looking at you, kind of thing. But
The St. Charles brunch took Charlie, and she was yelling the whole time.
we did take her to the St. Charles brunch, because Bryce invited us, and I gotta say, and I'm sure you agree, Addie, and I actually saw your dad at that brunch, and I talked to him. That is an unbelievable brunch. Like, I probably had 6 plates of food. It was ridiculous. Great waffles too. Great waffles. Anyways, so as we're discussing, your father, Corey, director of golf at St. Charles. I imagine with a title like that, he's a fairly talented golfer. But I wonder, how often do you beat your father at golf? Have you beat him? What are the matches like between you two?
Usually they're pretty close. I've beat him like a few times now, but
Nice.
he always likes to rub it in when he beats me.
Yeah. Do you have
Yeah.
any wagers on the table when you play?
No, it's mainly just for pride, but I think that's
Good one.
enough.
Yeah, absolutely. Chicken fingers and fries.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had this question. What are you snacking on when you're playing golf? Because I know that question's come up before, and it's a big thing. With high level players is, eating on the course.
Yeah. So I've talked to a nutritionist about like what I should be eating, right? And so he said I need simple carbs. So really you can just go and eat those like plain granola bars, like the chewy bars.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I like. I like those. And then usually I'll have like a peanut butter sandwich after 9 holes, which is
Nice.
easy. It's
Yeah.
my favorite.
Certainly.
Yeah.
That's good.
S-
Doesn't
JR
Did Tiger do that? Peanut butter
Yeah,
banana or something like that?
I think so. It was something weird. They threw a banana in there.
Banana potassium
Not that
sticks.
that's weird, but like,
Yeah, bananas are potassium sticks. I always bring a banana with me every round.
and then Bobby, she has a Subway in her bag. If you recall that.
Yeah, lots of warm mayo.
I was gonna say, JR, my nickname in high school was Simple Carbs. maybe that's my nickname now.
No, yeah, simple car.
You can start calling me that.
We'll see if it catches on.
This flows nicely into our question number 9, our flagship question in the back 9 lightning round. What is your favorite condiment?
Oh gosh. Well, it's so basic, but ketchup.
Yeah.
Yes. There we go. Another ketchup on the board.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with that. Now, I think we had last week talking about mustard. Was it mustard mayo? No, it was mayo with Jason Nickel. But ketchup has been back in my fridge, and I've been using it a lot.
Is that right? Is it Canadian made, JR?
Oh, yeah. You know it. Made in Canada, which is, I guess, only 50%. But if it's a product of Canada, it's like 90%.
Okay.
There's a little difference on the label there. I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff. Maybe we'll throw it in the link tree of how you can tell what's Canadian, what's not.
Yeah, we should do a full episode on it.
We will.
Actually, that goes back to clubs because are there any Canadian club manufacturers? We'll have to restart Jazz Golf and so we can buy Canadian clubs.
That's not a bad idea. I don't know. Do you know, Addison? I don't know. I don't know if there's any Canadian manufacturers left.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I did look it up. There's a few like custom outfits kind of thing. But
what are you throwing ketchup on? Are you throwing it on everything? Do they have lots in the school cafeteria? You taking packets with you on the road?
No, I'm not. No, I don't really eat ketchup with like anything, like just your regular stuff. But actually, my assistant coach, he's from Sweden, and apparently it's a Swedish thing, but he likes putting ketchup on his pasta. So, yeah, I know.
I've heard of ketchup in macaroni and cheese, but like straight, angel hair or spaghetti noodles. Is that
pretty much.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So that was a mind blower.
Yeah. Well, wow. Okay. I am confounded now. I don't know what to say. Yeah. Speechless. Maybe I'll try it. I'll give it a whirl.
I don't think I'm trying that.
No.
But,
okay. Well,
yeah,
no.
Maybe this guy will, and he's 100% Canadian, and that is Bryce Malashewski. And that was the bat 9 lightning round for Bryce Malashewski, who's an investment advisor with Endeavor Wealth Management, part of IA Private Wealth, and a member of the Canadian Investor Protection Fund. You can contact Bryce at 204-515-3446. We also got all of his information in our link tree. Just hit us up on Facebook or Instagram. Click on that link and they're in our bio, and away you go. You'll see Bryce. We'll have some stuff there for Addison and a lot of other stuff about PGA Manitoba, et cetera, et cetera. And maybe recipes with ketchup on pasta. I don't know.
We should come out with a recipe book.
We actually should, as soon as you start tracking the condiments.
Yeah,
see what the most popular ones are.
We need an assistant.
That's true. Yeah, we need our.
There must be a way we can have the artificial intelligence like listen to the episode and then like document the dialogue, and then I can just search.
You can do that.
Condiment question.
You got to pay more for that, Mike. Bryce isn't paying us enough. And we need tradesmen to come on.
True. We're looking for sponsorships. Once we get Jackson Springs on, shout out to Jackson Springs. They'll keep us hydrated. And see, that's the thing. If we get Jackson Springs to sponsor us, are we just getting free waters, or we get some money with that too? Who knows?
Maybe 1% stake in the aquifer.
Maybe we'll actually reach out to them. Who knows?
Jackson Springs again. All right. That's it. We're going to let you get back to school unless you got some more notes there, Mike. No. We've taken enough time of Addie's, and unless she wants to leave us with anything, any other things we left out. But I'd be going to the gym, knowing how good it sounds. That's where I'd be headed right now. Mm-hmm. Unless you got to study. Maybe you got to study.
Yeah, I do. I got a couple essays I need to finish. But other than that, yeah, thank you guys for having me out. I appreciate it.
Well, appreciate you carving out the time for us. And as always, we look forward to seeing you this summer. Maybe we'll see you at St. Charles when we actually get out there and check out the new Mackenzie and Ross nines.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Well, good luck with your essays, and we'll chat with you next time. Thanks again. Have yourselves a wonderful night.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
thank you.
Thank you.
And you can count on me waiting for you in the parking lot.